Andrew Jenkinson. I'm at the Classic Car Show. I'm here at in the periodic Classic Caravan Club stand. And there's some fantastic caravans here on show. There's around about 4 caravans, 3, 4, 5, including a little smart Ariba here. One of the ones that caught my eye is this little Fisher Holivan. It's from 1961 and it belongs to Chris Sanders. It's a great little van, and it was designed to be sold behind small cars such as the Mini. But let's go and have a look inside and see what it contains, because it's very neat and compact. Well, I'm in the little Fisher Holivan here, and this weighed about 300 kilos. It slept 2. This was the lounge area here, would make it into a double bed, and of course 2 people could sit here quite comfortably, have the meal. And in those days, of course, the meal would be a very basic meal, really, like such things as egg and egg cup, bit of bread, toast, that sort of thing. And of course, you can probably see is actually this roof is a single panel roof, so there's no insulation actually in the roof. And when you think about it, this caravan was really designed obviously just for summer use. So it's very compact. So that means the kitchen has got to go somewhere, and that kitchen is at the front end here. And as you can imagine, the kitchen is, well, it is very small. But having said that, it contains a little gas ring cooker, a grill underneath, a little sink. That's a more modern sink that's been put in, because obviously this van has had some slight restoration on it. And here is the wardrobe. See, look, that's what I like about this, because you sat here and you can just get into the wardrobe without having to get up. Hey, how about that? Or even get your cup of tea. So the Fisher, the company started off in the 50s, and they produced large caravans, and it wasn't until the late 50s, early 60s, started producing small tours like this. Now, as you can see, as I say, the kitchen here is at the front, and it is very compact. There's overhead lockers. There's a little overhead locker over here, and where this light is here, that would have been obviously a gas lamp. Storage underneath the sink. But basically, that would be it. A little bit of storage underneath the seat lockers here, because in those days, you would take very little away on holiday with you. Let's face it, you didn't have to. You know, people went away, and it was just a good old simple holiday. As I was saying just before, the Fisher Company was quite successful into the 60s and 70s, and made slightly larger caravans than this. And they actually exported quite a few out to places like Holland and Sweden. And by the late 70s, when the market conditions changed, there was a recession coming in, the caravan side of things was hit very hard, and Fisher basically ran into problems. Then they were resurrected again by a new chap who came in to buy the company, and they called them GX Caravans. And they ran for another year or 2 before finally finishing. But the Fishers really are a classic retro van, which is sought after because they're so easy to tow, they're so easy to manoeuvre, and they're so easy to store. And Chris Sanders has done a great job on this, and he uses it. He goes onto vintage caravan rallies with it, and it tows very well. It's only on, I think, 8-inch wheels, so very small wheels. But it's a great little van, and I love these little classics. Now the next caravan I'm going to look at is a Cheltenham, which was a more upmarket caravan, and that's slightly older. That's from about 1955-56. We're going to take a look at that, so follow me now.